valuable part in one of the series of competitions, business plan competition for entrepreneurs. We had another one, a public policy debate series, which undergraduates, some of who are here, even with some of their parents, participated in debating public policy issues. And they had to start stopping people from trying to participate. And I think at the point there were past 600 undergraduates who wanted to participate in this process. Out of that list, and I got a chance to speak to 15 when they came to Abuja for a review about a week or two ago, speaking to them, 15 of them, and many of them are here today. We're going to have winners from this process and honor them and give them prizes at some point tomorrow. But it was fascinating. You know, those who think that tomorrow is lost have seen nothing yet. Our young people are much, much better than we give them credit for. And they want to change their country, and they are committed. And so, in presenting the books that focused on that and coming to today with this panel, I hope we can truly, truly say thank you to all the people who have been part of this. I was talking about a gentleman, and I have it. And he was responsible for organizing that debate series. Kingsley Bankwell, I had the opportunity of traveling as a visitor to the United States, a program from the US government with a group of people. He was one of them. And when I heard him make a remark somewhere, he said he'd never heard as many thank yous in his life as being in my company over a few weeks. And it occurred to me that that is really true. I am exceptionally grateful for every moment, and I say thank you several hundred times every day. But I can't say thank you enough on a day like this. Thank you, and I start at where it matters most, to my dear wife. And I can tell you about being married to a woman like this. As a graduate student in the United States many years ago, I got a chance to be an intern with the Indiana delegation to the US Congress and rotated through the members of the Congress. One of the congressmen at the time, the senator, was Dan Quayle, who became vice president of the United States later. And people like to make fun of Dan Quayle because he misspelled potatoes and stuff like that. But I can tell you something. In those days, by the way, there's a famous TV series, Lou Grant. And Lou was asked why, his old teacher ran into him and said, "Lou, you became a famous editor? You couldn't spell." And Lou Grant said, "Yes, I learned to use the dictionary." So no problem with spelling, just learn to use the dictionary. But I think that Dan Quayle took a lot of beating, not because he couldn't spell potato or tomato. He took a lot of beating because he was married to a much more clever woman, Maureen. But I tell people, why should that be a crime? I too am married to a woman who's more clever than I am, and I'm still around. I add to being clever, being very good looking. I mean, after 5 children, that's how she looks. Gratitude to so many. Today, particularly, dear Vice President, I think that he and I have had many conversations. And if our conversations play through, our country will be a greater place tomorrow. Your Eminence, I can't thank you enough. Colonel Onikan, at this time yesterday, was in another continent and was flying towards Abuja, not Lagos. And he's managed to be here this morning. Thank you so much, Your Eminence. Your Grace, I can go on, and that would take up too much time. But the Ambassador of Rwanda, really thank you so very much. The people of Rwanda are so gracious. When the president could not come, and my phone rang this morning, and he said, I'm calling from the office of the president of Rwanda. I thought, my goodness, we have this kind of decency left in the world, and they wanted to apologize personally that they could not be here. They are represented, and I thank you very much indeed. I'm going to miss out many people, but there is a vote of thanks from the bottom of my heart. Gratitude flows out. Thank you all so much.
Vintage Professor Patrick Utomi. Very, very grateful. Please give him another round of applause. Prof beat me to it because I was actually going to quickly introduce his wife because, you know, having been married a few years myself, I now realize the folly of not following due process, of not following the right protocol. So when we say Professor Patrick Utomi is having his birthday tomorrow, indeed what we mean is Professor Patrick Utomi is a co-participant in the birthday tomorrow. Please join me in celebrating the main celebrants, Dr. Mrs. Ifeoma Utomi. Having secured my entrance into the Utomi residence, please join me in welcoming someone who I would also like to introduce very specially. You know, someone was talking about Professor Utomi and saying that, I think it was Debola Williams, saying that Professor Utomi helps people whose parents he doesn't know, lends a lending hand. And I dare say that the gentleman I'm about to introduce is another such person. Each time I pick up my phone to disturb him, he's always willing to help. Please join me in welcoming someone I call mentor, the chairman of today's event, to give his opening remarks, Mr. Foluso Phillips.
Well, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Your Excellency,